on YouTube so that your family members will be able to see. Hold on just a moment. Okay. All right. All right, I want to go over the nature of these proceedings. I'm not here this morning to take a plea in your case. Instead, I'm here to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights that you have, set bail on those offenses for which this court is authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to appoint a court-appointed attorney for you. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. Should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding can be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. The right to a speedy and public trial by jury. The right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses that are called to testify against you. The right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena. The right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense. The right to have an attorney appointed to represent you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds. These bonds may be posted in cash, commercial, or property bonds. If you decide to post a cash bond, you will pay the full amount of your bond in cash to the sheriff. You'll receive all of that money back after the final disposition of your case. If you do not have the full amount in cash, you can go through a commercial bonding company. These are private companies. They charge different fees, typically up to 15% of the amount of your bond. Now, once you pay this percentage to the bonding company, you will not get this money back. If you decide to post a property bond, you would need to find someone that has at least 3 times the amount of equity in their property as a total amount of your bond. All of you all will have a special condition not to violate any new laws while you are out on bond. Some of you will have additional special conditions that will prohibit you from contacting certain people or going back to certain locations. Understand the court takes these special conditions very seriously. If you were to violate any of the special conditions, your bond will be revoked, additional charges could be added, and you would not be entitled to a new bond while you are awaiting trial. If there is a no contact provision with a family member that's listed on the warrant, that family member would not be allowed to post your bond through the sheriff's office. Some of you are charged with offenses or this court is not authorized by law to set bond. In that event, I will schedule a bond hearing for you in front of a superior court judge. If you are currently on active probation, this court also is not authorized to set a bond for you, to give your probation officer an opportunity to file, to see if they want to file a revocation of your probation. For those of you that are charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Your preliminary hearing would be scheduled on August 4th here in Magistrate Court. It's a probable cause hearing. If you want to waive that hearing and expedite your case to state court, you'll get a hearing in state court in about 10 days. If you have any felony charges, you will not have this option to waive your hearing. You will have to wait and speak with an attorney first before you decide to waive your preliminary hearing. I'm going to call each one of you up individually so I can go through your charges and your bond amounts. I'm going to start, I see the women in the front. I'm going to start with Jolanda Carter. Carter, go to the podium. Everybody else, all right, and after Ms. Carter is going to be Alicia Daughtry. All right, good morning, ma'am. All right, Ms. Carter, you are charged with public drunkenness. Your bond is $1,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want me to read your charges to you?
No.
Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yeah, drinking that public.
Okay. And I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you think you're going to be able to post your $1,000 bond?
Oh.
Okay. And do you want to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court?
No.
All right. I'm going to set your hearing for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Alicia Daughtry. All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
You're Miss Daughtry?
Yes.
All right. After Miss Daughtry is going to be Heather Dobbs. All right, Ms. Daughtry, you are charged with simple battery, $3,000 bond, battery, $4,000 bond, criminal trespass, $1,500 bond, and another count of criminal trespass, $1,500 bond. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I want them read to me.
All right. The probable cause affidavit states on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at 939 Maple Leaf Road in Jonesboro. Said offender did commit the offense of simple battery by making contact with another person of an intentional and provoking nature. Said offender did commit the offense of battery by intentionally causing substantial physical harm to another. Said offender did commit the offense of criminal trespass by knowingly and maliciously interfering with the property of another. Commit the offense of simple battery when she struck Avery Jackson with an open fist. Said offender did commit the offense of battery when she caused physical bodily scratches to the arms, chest, and shoulder. Said offender committed 2 counts of criminal trespass when she threw Avery Jackson's 55-inch Hisense TV to the ground, damaging the screen, value $250. When banging on the bedroom door, she put a hole in it. Damage does not exceed $500. Because Avery Jackson and Alicia Daughtry currently live in the same house, these offenses are considered family violence. All right, ma'am, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. And would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
All right. It's going to be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. If you bond out before August 4th, it will automatically be waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Heather Dobbs. After Ms. Dobbs will be Janelle Hall. All right. Good morning. Are you Ms. Dobbs?
Good morning, yes.
All right. Ma'am, you're charged with simple assault, $3,000 bond, and carrying a concealed weapon, $2,000 bond. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Waive.
All right. You also have a special condition to stay away from Marcus Horton. All right. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your $5,000 bond?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
All right. It's going to be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. If you bond out before August 4th, it's automatically going to be waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Dobbs. All right. Janelle Hall. After Ms. Hall will be Siobhan Lattimore. All right. Are you Ms. Hall?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you are charged with criminal trespass. You have a $1,500 bond. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance and let you sign a signature bond. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
All right. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Away.
You waive?
Mhm.
All right. And you have a special condition also not to have any violent or harassing contact with Carlos Hall. So you can have contact with him, it just can't be of a violent or harassing nature. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, and let me see, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. Since I'm releasing you on a signature bond, I just need for you to sign a waiver of the preliminary hearing. And once you're released, when you get your next court date, you'll receive that in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Siobhan Lattimore. And after Miss Lattimore will be Janae Lawrence. All right. All right. Miss Lattimore, you are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I want them read to me.
All right. The probable cause affidavit indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at 6328 Woodstock Lane in Riverdale at approximately 15:15 hours. Said offender did commit the offense of criminal trespass when she knowingly and without authority entered premises of Bobby Williams after receiving a notice from the owner of the property, Bobby Williams, to leave the property. The offender refused to leave and locked herself in the bedroom. The offense occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. You'll have a special condition not to return to or go upon the premises located at 6328 Woodstock Lane in Riverdale, not to violate any laws while on bond, and to have no violent or harassing contact with Bobby Williams. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
All right, it will be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Now, ma'am, if you bond out before August 4th, that hearing will automatically be waived by law and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, Janae Lawrence, and after Miss Lawrence will be Charlisa Ross. All right, good morning. Are you Miss Lawrence? All right, Miss Lawrence, you are charged with driving under the influence, less safe, $5,000 bond, improper stopping, $500 bond, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, $1,500 bond, drug-related objects, $1,000 bond. Ma'am, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Yeah, I waive that, but I have a question, Your Honor.
What's your question, ma'am?
For the DUI, is it like 2 days if you had a DUI?
Well, I think you're talking about if you wanted to kind of enter a plea, and I couldn't do that right now. So I'm appointing you an attorney. Your case, because it's misdemeanors, would actually go to state court. So this is just for me to let you know what you're charged with and to give you a bond, but I can't take any pleas. But your attorney can help you, with that. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your bond? It looks like it's $8,000.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court?
I know. What you mean?
Well, your preliminary hearing, which is your probable cause hearing, would be in magistrate court on August 4th. If you want to just expedite your case to state court so you can try to resolve it faster, you'd get a court date in state court in about 10 days.
Okay.
So do you want to waive the preliminary hearing or do you want to have the preliminary hearing?
I really don't know. So I guess just have it.
Okay, so it will be on August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. And if your attorney speaks with you and you decide to waive it, you'd be able to do that at a later time. Or if you bond out before August 4th, it's automatically waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Charlisa Ross, and after Ms. Ross, are there any other females after Ms. Ross?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, after Ms. Ross will be Jabir Bashir. All right, Ms. Ross, you are charged with simple battery. Your bond is $4,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
More than read to me.
All right. Probable cause affidavit indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at 6714 Terra Boulevard at the Chevron gas station at approximately 10:20 hours. Said offender did take a fighting stance with her fist balled together and swung at the victim, Demetrius Farrell. The offender started punching the victim as the victim tried to push her away from him to discontinue the fight. I witnessed the physical altercation as I was driving by. The victim and the offender have been in a relationship and live at the same location. This happened in Clayton County, Georgia. The special condition to stay away and have no contact with Demetrius Farrell and not to violate any laws while on bond. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your $4,000 bond?
Yes, ma'am, but can I ask you a question?
Hold on. Your preliminary hearing, do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
All right, it's going to be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. What's your question?
So you said I had to stay away from the
From him, Demetrius Farrell. You can have no contact with him. Y'all can't live together because of this charge that you have pending, or else you will be in violation of your bond. And if he feels some different kind of way or whatever, your attorney can speak with him. He can talk to the prosecutors or whatever. But right now, based upon the battery charge and you being arrested, you cannot have any contact with him.
okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Jabir Bashir, and after Mr. Bashir will be Dwayne Battles. All right, are you Mr. Bashir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning, sir.
Morning.
You are charged with trafficking THC oil. You have no bond set on that charge. You'll have to have a bond hearing before a Superior Court judge. And then you have 3 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, $10,000 each for each one of those charges. And then improper left turn is a $500 bond. So you have a bond on everything but the trafficking. Let's see. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Can you read them to me?
All right, indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at 6331 Terra Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia, the Texaco at approximately 8:14 a.m. Said offender did conduct an improper left turn when he came to a complete stop in the middle of the roadway and completed a left-hand turn across 2 solid yellow lines and entered into the wrong way of the Texaco. The offender did commit the offense of trafficking THC oil when the offender did deliver approximately 144 fluid ounces of THC oil to 6331 Terra Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236 Texaco, which was transported in a 2000 Ford Crown Victoria, Georgia tag RDZ7917. The offender committed the following acts of delivering, possession, and intent to distribute a Schedule I drug, THC oil, when he brought from an unknown location approximately 144 fluid ounces of THC oil with the intent to sell the THC oil to a deputy that was occupying a covert position. A silver and black 9mm handgun, Ryco 59, serial number 1013723, was located under the driver's seat of the above vehicle. This incident did take place within the city limits of Clayton. All right, and your preliminary hearing is set for August 3rd in courtroom at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201, and your bond hearing August 7th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. All right, thank you, sir. All right, Dwayne Battles.
No.
After Mr. Battles will be Jacoby Douglas. All right, good morning. Are you Mr. Battles?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're charged with DUI less safe. Your bond is $5,000. Reckless driving, bond is $1,500. Driving the wrong way, your bond is $1,000. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I'll wait to read it.
All right, and sir, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, sir?
Am I able to use the card that I have that's in my property to pay for it?
I'm not sure about that. You have to check with the sheriff's office.
And I have a attorney.
Okay.
Now I will.
So once your attorney actually files their entry of appearance with the court, then they will be listed on record as your attorney.
Yes,
All right. And then do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
What's that like?
It's your probable cause hearing. It would be held in magistrate court on August 4th. If you waive it, your hearing would be expedited to state court. Or if you bond out, your hearing is automatically waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
Okay, I would like to do that. I would like to bond out.
Okay, you could bond out either way. So, but do you want to waive your hearing?
I'll waive the hearing, so that'll be.
Okay, so they'll have a waiver form for you to sign. If you bond out, then you'll just get your next hearing date in the mail. If you're unable to bond out, then you'll have a hearing in state court in about 10 days.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Jacoby Douglas. After Mr. Douglas will be William Fitzgerald. All right, good morning. Are you Mr. Douglas?
Yes, good morning.
All right, good morning, sir. You are charged with violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, $1,500 bond, stop sign violation, a $500 bond. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance and let you sign a signature bond for those charges.
Okay.
Okay, sir?
Yes.
Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You read them to me.
All right. Indicates that you did commit the offense of driving through a stop sign without stopping, and upon a probable cause search of offender vehicle, marijuana less than an ounce was located. Said offender drove through the stop sign at Taylor Road and Avalon Way in a silver 2015 Mitsubishi. Upon stopping the vehicle, the odor of marijuana was detected. Vehicle was searched on probable cause and marijuana was discovered in the driver's door. This occurred in Clayton County. Subject to arrest, marijuana was located in offender's left pocket. All right. Let's see, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Since I'm going to release you on a signature bond, I just need for you to sign a waiver of the preliminary hearing, and then you'll receive your next court date in the mail.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. William Fitzgerald. After Mr. Fitzgerald will be Marcus Golden. All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Fitzgerald. All right, sir, you're charged with DUI less safe. Alcohol, your bond is $5,000. Speeding, 70 and a 45. Your bond is $500. Failed to maintain lane, your bond is $500. And open container, a $1,000 bond. It's like a total of $7,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
I'll wait.
All right. And sir, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
All right. It will be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Sir, if you bond out, before August 4th, that hearing will automatically be waived by law and you'll get your next court date in the mail. Do you think you'll be able to post your bond?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Who you got next, Judge?
Marcus Golden,
Do him last?
do him last, okay. After the next, we have Henry Hampton.
1 second. Go ahead. Right here.
All right, and after Mr. Hampton will be Ronald Hooton. Are you Mr. Hampton?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning, sir. You're charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. Loitering or prowling, your bond is $1,000. And possession of marijuana less than an ounce, your bond is $1,500. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You don't have to read them to me.
All right. You have a special condition not to return or go upon the premises located at 2734 Heritage Lane in Monroe and not to violate any laws while on bond. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your bond, Mr. Hampton?
I think my bond's already posted.
Okay. And would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
No.
All right, it's gonna be set for August 4th at 8 o'clock.
Oh, no, never mind. You can waive it. You can waive it, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so you'll just need to sign a waiver form when you bond out. You'll get your next court date in the mail. If you're unable to make bond, you'll have a hearing in state court in about 10 days.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Ronald Hooton. All right. Give me just a second. All right, good morning, sir. You are charged with giving a false name. Your bond is $1,500. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you, sir?
Is that a misdemeanor?
It is a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I'll waive it.
All right. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while on bond. Appointing an attorney to represent you. You think you'll be able to post your $1,500 bond?
I'll say, do I got a hold on me? Do you know if I got a hold?
I don't know, but the sheriff's office, one of the deputies, they would be able to look that up. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing to expedite your case to state court?
Yes.
All right, so they'll have a waiver form for you to sign and then you'll be excused. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, James Johnson. And after Mr. Johnson will be Anthony Jones. Are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning, sir. You're charged with false imprisonment. Your bond is $5,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Please have them read to me, please.
All right, indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia at 5653 Hidden Brook Circle in Atlanta, Georgia, 30349 at approximately 13:26 p.m. Said offender did confine his wife. When they had an argument, she asked him to leave, but he did not, so she decided to leave. Where Mr. Johnson held his wife's knees, she would not leave. Mr. Johnson said he was scared for his wife to leave. Mr. Johnson physically detained Mrs. Christina Johnson without legal authority. This incident happens in Clayton County. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your $5,000 bond?
Yes.
All right. Your preliminary hearing is set for August 3rd at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. If you post bond before August 3rd, that hearing will automatically be waived by law and you'll get your next court date in the mail. All right. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Christina Johnson. Also not to return to or go upon the premises located at 5653 Hidden Brook Circle in Atlanta. If you have any personal property there, like clothing, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office to get an escort, and they'll take you back to the property one time so you can get your belongings. All right?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anthony Jones. And after Mr. Jones will be Zachary Joseph. All right. Good morning, sir. You're Mr. Jones?
Ma'am.
All right. Mr. Jones, you are charged with failure to obey a stop sign of a $500 bond, open container, $1,000 bond. Violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. You have no bond because you're on federal probation or parole.
No, ma'am.
And possession of a firearm during a crime. Same thing. You have no bond. It indicated you had 60 months on a federal parole case.
No, ma'am.
You don't have any federal cases
No, ma'am.
that you've been on parole for?
No, ma'am.
All right, hold on just a second. Let's see if I can double check that. Actually, I'll have to double check that. Let me give you the other information and then I'll hold you until the end.
Okay.
Going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is August 3rd at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. Thank you, sir. But just stay till the end and I'll check your GCIC.
That's what I'm saying. And when you check the GCIC, if that information is false, I will have a bond. You will give me a bond because I'm not on federal.
No, if it's on there, then it's on there. It will be for your attorney to correct that information. So I said I'll double check it just to make sure it didn't get confused with someone else's. So I'll have to go back and look at it. Okay, so just stay to the end and I'll call you back up.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Zachary Joseph. After Mr. Joseph will be Harold Lovett. You, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good morning, sir. You are charged with simple assault. Your bond is $3,000. Possession of a concealed weapon. Your bond is $2,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Might have them read to me, please.
All right. Indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia at 307 Poplar Point Drive in College Park, Georgia, 30349 at approximately, it says 10:50 hours. Said offender did commit the act of simple assault against the victim, Heather Dobbs, by displaying a handgun during an incident, placing the victim in reasonable apprehension of immediately receiving a violent injury. Offender was carrying a Glock 45 handgun and does not have a concealed carry permit. The incident occurred at 3807 Poplar Point Drive, College Park, Georgia, which is in Clayton County. Offender held the handgun at his side while approaching the victim during the confrontation. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your $5,000 bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Heather Dobbs. You want to waive your preliminary hearing?
If I post bond, that's waived automatically anyway, correct?
Right, and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
That's fine. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so they'll have a waiver form for you to sign, and then you'll be excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Harold Lovitz.
Yeah. I go ahead.
Good morning.
All right, after Mr. Lovett will be Kenneth McCovey. All right, Mr. Lovett, you're charged with reckless conduct. Your bond is $2,500. You have a special condition not to violate any laws while out on bond. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
I like him read to me, y'all.
All right, it indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at 2734 Heritage Lane, Morrow, Georgia, 30260 at approximately 22:30 hours. Said offender did endanger the bodily safety of Henry Hampton. And after he fired 2 warning shots into the ground near Mr. Hampton in order to stop Mr. Hampton from fleeing after Mr. Hampton criminally trespassed on the offender's property and entered the offender's home. This act was a conscious disregard of safety and unjustifiable risk that endangered Mr. Hampton and was a gross deviation from the standard of care a reasonable person would give. This occurred in Clayton County. All right. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll have a waiver form for you to sign, and then you'll be excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, y'all.
All right. Kenneth McCorvey. And then next will be Juan Oliveras. He speaks Spanish. I think he was from yesterday. Next will be Kenny Sales. All right, are you Mr. McCorvey?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good morning, sir. You're charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Wait.
All right, you have a special condition not to violate any laws while on bond. Also not to have any violent or harassing contact with Jennifer Elizabeth McGraw. You
Okay.
understand that, sir?
Say that one more time.
No violence or harassing contact with Jennifer Elizabeth McGraw. You can have contact, but it cannot be of a violent or harassing nature. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your $2,000 bond?
Yes, but it's on my card and
I'll talk to you about that.
Okay.
Okay. You want to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right, so they'll have a waiver form for
Well,
you to sign.
well, you know what? I'm not gonna waive it yet because if I
Okay, I'll set it.
it'll be,
I'll set it for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. If you bond out before that date, it'll automatically be waived and you'll get your next court date in the mail.
okay. Well, right now I don't know if I'm gonna have a mailing address or not because she put me out, so I'm basically
You'll have to contact the court and keep them abreast of whatever mailing address, or just kind of keep in contact with your attorney that I'm appointing so that you know when court is. Because you don't want to miss court because you'll get a bench warrant. So they usually post it online. You know, I always tell people check every week. You know, they're not going to post it the day before. They're going to give you, you know, some notice before you have a court date. So if you don't have a reliable address, it's up to you. Either keep the court informed of your address or, you know, at least check once a week, or make sure your attorney has a good contact number for you so they can tell you when you have court. All right, sir. So your hearing is August 4th, 8 o'clock, courtroom 201.
August 4th, 8 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, sir. Wait, Mr. McCorvey, did he didn't want to waive. I think he wanted to have the hearing.
Still here?
Was that right?
Well, if I couldn't bond out, if I couldn't use my card.
Which one you want to do, waive or not waive?
I guess I'll wait.
He said he'll waive, Judge. Yeah, I'll waive.
Okay, I'll mark it as a waiver. Are you Mr. Sales? Kenny Sales?
You said I was next after him.
What's your name, sir?
Juan Olivares.
Okay, do you need a Spanish interpreter?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, I'll take you last.
Sales.
Kenny Sales? All right, you Mr. Sales?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good morning, sir. After Mr. Sales is going to be Emmanuel Saint Just. Mr. Sales, you are charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $4,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
You can read them.
All right. It indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia at 5470 Riverdale Road, Atlanta, Georgia. At approximately 2013 hours, said offender did cause a visible injury to the victim, Denisha Gardner, during an altercation. The injury sustained to the victim is a small laceration caused by a scratch under her nose. Both parties live at the location together, making this a family violence incident. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Denisha Gardner, also not to violate any laws while on bond. Going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your $4,000 bond, sir?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
Not at the moment.
All right. So I'm going to set it for August 4th at 8 o'clock. In courtroom 201. All right, thank you, sir. All right, Emmanuel Saint Just.
How you doing?
All right, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, you are charged with drug-related objects, a $500 bond, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a $1,500 bond, pedestrian in the roadway, a $500 bond. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance and let you sign a signature bond.
No.
All right. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Read it to me.
All right, it indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia, at Upper Riverdale Road and Arrowhead Boulevard at approximately 9:06 a.m. Said offender did walk outside the crosswalk while vehicles were traveling on Upper Riverdale Road. I stopped said offender who admitted that he had marijuana in his bag. The said offender advised that he purchased a digital scale for his marijuana. Due to the said offender admitting to the above, he was placed in custody. The suspected marijuana weighed approximately 12.8 grams. All right, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Since I'm letting you sign a signature bond and you will be released, you'll need to sign a waiver for your preliminary hearing, and then you will get your next court date in the mail. All right, thank you, sir. Jamie Sims. After Mr. Sims will be Kevin Sutton.
Can you put Sims with Golden?
Okay.
Man.
Kevin Sutton.
Sutton.
All right, good morning, sir. After Mr. Sutton will be Ricardo Williams. Mr. Sutton, you're charged with battery, family violence. Your bond is $4,000. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you? All right, sir, it indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County, Georgia at 722 Hunter Ridge Drive in Jonesboro at approximately 10:55. Said offender did cause physical harm to the victim, Jaleese Haggerty, to which the offender did strike the victim, putting a physical mark on the victim's neck. The offender and victim live together and have a child together. All right, you have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Jaleese Haggerty, not to return to or go upon the premises located at 722 Hunter Ridge Drive in Jonesboro. If you have any personal property there, like clothing or other belongings, you can schedule an appointment with the sheriff's office to get an escort. They can take you back one time to get your belongings. Also, special condition not to violate any laws while you're out on bond. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you will be able to post your $4,000 bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they will have a waiver form for you to sign, and then you'll be excused. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Ricardo Williams. And then Brian Williams. All right. Are you Ricardo Williams?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, sir. You are charged with simple battery, family violence. Your bond is $4,000. Criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Obstructing or hindering a 911 call. Your bond is $2,000. Sir, do you waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you want them read to you?
Well, what's the difference?
If you feel like you understand like the nature of these charges and what you're charged with, you can waive. If you want me to read the affidavit from the officer, I can read that to you.
Well, waiving is just making a payment plan or something?
No. Do you want me to read the affidavit that the officer wrote just explaining your charges, or do you think you understand what you're charged with?
I think I understand what I'm charged with.
All right. You have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Marie Johnson. Also, not to violate any laws while out on bond. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you believe you'll be able to post your $8,000 bond?
When what exact date? Like, is I got a specific date?
No. For your preliminary hearing, do you want to waive your preliminary hearing, or do you want to have your preliminary hearing on August 4th?
I'm gonna waive it.
All right, so sir, they will have a waiver form for you to sign, and then you'll be excused. Thank you, sir. Brian Williams.
Morning,
All right, good morning, sir. You're Mr. Williams.
yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are charged with being a fugitive from justice. You do not have a bond because you are wanted by another jurisdiction. Indicates that you are wanted by the state of Maryland for violation of probation, assault, warrant number 12K 130010302. Says it's a felony and they wish to extradite you back to Maryland. So this is what's called an extradition hearing. You have the option of voluntarily returning back to Maryland, or you can contest extradition. If you voluntarily return, we'll have you sign a waiver of extradition. Maryland will have 10 business days to come here to pick you up. If you want to contest extradition, you will have the right to do so. We can hold you in our jail up to 90 days. We'll prepare a warrant under our governor's signature. You would not be able to contest your innocence or guilt since your case is pending in another state. But you would be able to contest 4 things. 1, whether the extradition documents are in order on their face. 2, whether you are charged with a crime that actually exists in the demanding state. 3, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition. And 4, whether you are in fact a fugitive from justice. So do you want to voluntarily return back to Maryland?
Yes.
All right, so we will have some waiver forms for you to sign. And then they'll contact Maryland to let them know that you have waived extradition.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Who all are you ready for next?
We can do Golden and Sims.
All right, let's do Marcus Golden.
Okay, Judge.
Hey, Daddy.
Come on up here. Up here. Right here. Speak to the judge.
All right, good morning, sir. You're charged, Mr. Golden, you're charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500.
I was homeless.
I
To the police, trying to get home.
Calm down.
I was to help another police
All right.
to get to catch the goddamn puppy. I don't like you.
All right, I'm going to appoint him an attorney and set his preliminary hearing for August 4th at 8 in courtroom 201. All right, Jamie Sims.
I'm gonna go back and up there and out of it. I gotta do it. Right there. Yeah, inside. No, right here.
All right, are you Mr. Sims?
Yes.
All right, sir, you are charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. Do you waive the formal reading of your charges or do you want them read to you?
Criminal trespassing?
Yes.
Okay,
All right, and it indicates on July 4th, 2020 in Clayton County at 5116 Highway 85 at approximately 13:46 hours. Said offender did commit criminal trespass by remaining on the premises of the Knights Inn located at 5116 Highway 85 in unincorporated Clayton County. After being told to leave, offender became belligerent with staff and the hotel clerk, Deborah Madison, told him to leave. He refused. I arrived. Management told him to leave in my presence and he still refused. I warned him he was going to be arrested and he still remained on the property. Sir, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you think you'll be able to post your $1,500 bond?
I think that's $1,000.
All right. And sir, would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
What's the preliminary?
It's a probable cause hearing. It would be held on August 4th. If you waive that hearing, then your case would be expedited to state court and you get a hearing in about 10 days.
Explain it to me again.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set it for August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201. All right, thank you, sir.
Step over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me have Mr. Sims back. Mr. Sims, you have a special condition not to return to or go upon the premises located at the Knights Inn at 5116 Highway 85 and not to violate any laws while you are out on bond. Thank you, sir.
Just wait, Mr. Sims. I'm gonna go ahead and take it back to Madam. You go this way.
All right, I need to check Anthony Jones, his GCIC. Give me just a moment. All right, give me just a moment, sir.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say she talking about parole. That's over with, man. No longer on probation or parole, nobody.
Right, Mr. Jones? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Is it on mute?
It's a glitch, like she froze or paused or something. Okay.
Okay, you can hear me, Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think the system was going. It indicates you had a possession with intent to distribute crack cocaine case, arrested January 28th, 2012. And then the disposition, you were given a prison time of 96 months with supervised release 60 months. And it has your release date as September 8th of 2021. So if that information is not correct, that's what's showing. You would have to let your attorney, I don't know if I'm appointing you an attorney or you're able to hire a private attorney as well. So I would not be able to give you a bond on the possession of firearm and the VGCSA charge.
Okay, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I know you probably went over it thoroughly, but I completed my sentence, my federal sentence, and it terminated my probation and parole. I have.
Okay.
I don't have.
I'm not saying that's not true. I'm saying it indicates your release date is not until September 8th of 2021. So that's what's on there. You can let your attorney know if they have other information that they can provide from showing that you're released from that, then they will have to provide that to the court or speak with the district attorney's office about that. So I couldn't do that now. Okay, so if it's wrong, which it could be, criminal background, sometimes it's wrong or it's not updated, but that's what it shows. It shows your release date of September of 2021.
Okay, my thing is.
All right, so you'll have to speak with your attorney about that, okay?
I understand. I just want to ask you one quick question.
All right, sir.
Even if I get the information brought down here showing that I'm no longer on parole or probation, I still sit here till August 24th.
I said that you would need to speak with your attorney about that. They'll know what to do. I cannot give you any legal advice from the bench. You have to speak with your attorney.
No, I'm asking you, will the DA be able to get me a quicker bond and release date? I shouldn't have to see her 30 days if I can get it proved.
Sir, I said that you would need to speak with your attorney and they will know what to do. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. And Mr. Oliveras, is that the last person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me call and get a Spanish interpreter on the line. Give me just a moment.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Oliveras. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have an interpreter on the line. Mr. Oliveras, you are charged with criminal trespass,
Señor Rivera, usted está siendo acusado de traspaso ilegal, criminal, perdón.
Your bond is $2,500.
Su fianza es de $2,500.
The warrant indicates that on July 4th at 5655 Jonesboro Road in Lake City, that you did commit the offense of criminal trespass against the state of Georgia.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you please have a repetition?
Okay, it was a 5655 Jonesboro Road in Lake City. He committed the offense of criminal trespass.
105 de Jonesboro en Lake City, usted fue donde cometió este traspaso criminal.
You intentionally damaged the property of Jillian Jones without consent of the property owner, and the damage is $500 or less.
Yeah, pero es violent legal.
Usted dañó intencionalmente la propiedad de Jillian Jones, un daño que es aproximadamente menor a los $500.
All right, Mr. Oliveras, you are the husband of Jillian Jones. You threw a flower pot through the rear glass door of the residence, breaking the glass.
Señor Olivera, usted tomó un florero del jardín trasero y lo lanzó a través de las ventanas de la parte trasera de la casa, destruyéndola.
All right, the warrant also indicates that you broke the window of a storage building on the property.
También el reporte menciona que rompió una ventana de una unidad de almacenamiento en la propiedad.
You have a special condition not to violate any laws while you are out on bond.
Tiene la condición especial de no violar ninguna ley mientras esté durante este proceso de la fianza.
Also, you can have no violence or harassing contact with Jillian Jones.
Tampoco puede tener contacto agresivo o violento con Jillian Jones.
Sir, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you.
Señor, le voy a asignar a un abogado para que lo represente.
Do you think you'll be able to post your $2,500 bond?
I don't have nobody. I got in my phone and my contacts. I don't have nobody. And I don't remember nobody phone number neither. Only
Okay.
I have cash now is $600.
All right, sir, do you want to waive your preliminary hearing? So that you can expedite your case to state court?
Yeah, they also, I can give you this much and the time I can pay in the court, the rest.
All right, you'll have to work that out with the sheriff's office about the bond.
Yeah, I don't have nobody, it's only her, but I got in my cellular and I don't have no contacts to nobody.
Okay. And what about your preliminary hearing, sir? Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
What do you mean?
Okay, your preliminary hearing, it would be set for August 4th in Magistrate Court. Mr. Interpreter, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm still here on the line.
Okay, just let him know his preliminary hearing would be set for August 4th in Magistrate Court.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
The preliminary hearing would be set for August 4th in Magistrate Court.
Su audiencia preliminar está siendo asignada para el día 4 de agosto en la Corte del Magistrado.
If you want to waive that hearing, You can get a court date in about 10 days in state court if you want to resolve your case faster.
Si quiere dejar ir esa cita agendada y conseguir una más pronto, se le puede asignar una cita en la Corte Estatal en aproximadamente 10 días.
No importa. It's fine.
You said it's fine. Which one do you want to do?
Only I wanna crowd this. You can make me anytime. It's only for this can go pain. Only I have to be outside for this can go to my bosses or my friends for I can take money for I can pay my child.
Do you want the court hearing on August 4th or the one in 10 days?
¿Quiere la audiencia en la Corte Estatal en 10 días o en la Corte del Magistrado el día 4 de agosto?
El día 4 está bien.
The one in August 4 is fine.
Okay, it'll be August 4th at 8 o'clock in courtroom 201.
Entonces será el día 4 de agosto a las 8 de la mañana en la habitación 201.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you for using our service. Have a wonderful day.
All right. All right, so that concludes everyone there at the jail?
Yes, ma'am. And we sent
All right.
the forms to you already.
Okay, thank you. I'll check my email and print them out.
All right. Have a good
Thank you so much. All right, have a good day. Bye.